Hi everyone, my name is Ankur Badhya and welcome to the Ankur Code. In this series, we are going to learn about the Jetpack Compose with Android. Before start, you have some knowledge about the Kotlin and the Android. So we are just start from the basics and go to the advanced level. In this series, we are going to learn about the basics of Jetpack Compose, difference between the layout and the Jetpack Compose, basic UI components, state handling into the Jetpack Compose, side effects, and some real projects like the inventory management application, like the ClickBase application. So welcome to the Hogwarts guys, and Professor Ankur Padhya will teach you about the Jetpack Compose. So let me introduce myself. Hey everyone, my name is Ankur Padhya. I am a software engineer with 4.7 years of experience, and I have 5 years of teaching madness experience as well. I built 10 applications from the scratch, and yes, I survived from the Android fragments because I use the Jetpack Compose. Uh, yes, so now I'm going to make Jetpack Compose fun, easy, and interview ready. You can follow this series if you want to build production ready apps with the best practices. Our main goal is to learn the code about with the practical example. So let's get started with the Jetpack Compose. So what the Jetpack Compose is? So Jetpack Compose is the UI toolkit for building the Android application using the Kotlin code instead of traditional XML layout. So basically, if you want to build a car, so you are not creating from the scratch. You assemble it. You get tire from somewhere, you get body from somewhere, you get engine from somewhere, and assemble it into one thing. So that's how Jetpack Compose is going to work. So let's take an example. With this Jetpack Compose uses a declarative pattern. So what it's mean? So actually, for creating any Jetpack Compose function, we have to use a composable. So let me create a composable annotation. So after adding a composable annotation, we can create any function to the composable function. After that, if I want to make some preview, so I have to use the preview, and let's create a normal function, my text one, and in that I can add anything we want. We can add multiple things over there like hi. As you can see, whatever the changes we are doing. So, so main feature is that I told you that it's a declarative UI, means name is came from the argument. Okay, like I'm just use the Aman. So I just use the name. So this name will be changed when we set data. So basically we have to just pass the data, and based upon that data, it will create your UI. And what one another benefit of using this, like if I want to use this UI into this UI, so let me create a preview for this. Okay, okay. So let me show you that if I want to add this my text one, and let me send a name called Ankur. So as you can see, it will update it. So we don't need to create multiple UI multiple times. We have to just assemble it, create once, and ready to use. So it saves our lots of time. That's why we are use the Jetpack Compose mainly. Okay. So as we know that for creating a composable function, because all the UI will be built into the composable function. So for creating the composable function, we are use the composable annotation. For using the preview, we are going to use the preview annotation. After that, we see some differences between the layout and the Jetpack Compose. So let me show you. For the layout, I just already used this layout file, and this is right into the XML, and my logic will be should write into the Kotlin. So we have to learn two new things. Okay. After this, it's not declarative, means it's use the inheritance, but Jetpack Compose use the composition. What it's means that it's have only single parent. So like it has the view parent, means If I want to add the image functionality into this button, that's not possible. Means possible, but very complex. But if we use the composition in place of inheritance, that's become so simple. After that, means I have to find the UI. So if I set text, so we have to find first from the ID text view and then set the data. But as you can see, when we use the composable function, so we don't need to find anything. We just pass the thing, the compose function, so we can get the UI as expected. So that's the main reason. And also layout versions are changed into the framework, which means that you can see this kind of code. Means if you want to see some updates, you have to change or update your operating system version. Means if you are use KitKat, you have to use Oreo. Okay, and I already told you that the some common differences about the Jetpack Compose, and into the next video we are going to the practical examples of how can we integrate it. So thank you for your time and thank you so much. Have a great day.